adventure because my dad is in the Navy and he's an accomplished runner, cyclist, diver, skydiver, and mountaineer. So I had an early exposure to climbing as well as many other things. And when I was about three, we were posted in Lonavala, which is called the Lap of the Sahyadris. And that is actually when my father went for his mountaineering courses. And after that, he used to go away for expeditions for about a month at once. And I used to keep asking my mom what is there in the mountains, for which he leads us back, and he just keeps going back again and again. And I wanted to experience what was there. Even at that time, I used to do small trails in and around Lonavala. And when I was seven, to quench my curiosity, my mom said, "Okay, let's go find out what is there in the Himalayas that calls dad back every time." And that is actually when I did my first Himalayan trek, which was to Chandrashila Peak. And I just got hooked to climbing and to nature, and I never looked back after that. The next year, we went to trek to Harkidun, which is at 13,500 feet. And this time it was not just us. We took a few of our family and friends along with us so that even they could experience the mountains and nature. And after coming back down from Harkidun, the very next day, me and my mom joined another group of trekkers to trek up to Kedarkanta, which starts from the same base and is about the same height. After that, in October of the same year, during the Dashara holidays, we trekked to Roopkund, which was my first high altitude trek. It is a lake seated at about 16,400 feet, and it was actually a very special time for me because it was my first Himalayan trek along with my dad. After that, in 2017 May, we trekked to the Everest Base Camp. And after that, in August 2017, we climbed Mount Stoke Kangri. And I was 9 years old and I made my first world record to become the youngest girl in the world to climb above 6,000 meters. And after that, in October 2017, basically after Stoke Kangri, we realized that I had potential to do higher and more difficult climbs. And that is when we came up with Mission Sahas, which is my mission to complete the Explorers Grand Slam. Now, to complete the Explorers Grand Slam, one has to climb the highest peaks in all the 7 continents and ski to the North and South Poles. So the first destination of Mission Sahas for me was Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, Africa, which I climbed in October 2017. After that, the next year, 2018, I climbed Mount Elbrus, which is the highest peak in Europe, and Mount Kosciuszko, which is the highest peak in Australia. After that, our plan was to climb Mount Aconcagua, which is the highest peak in South America. But Aconcagua is a really high peak. Apart from its physical, normal challenges, it is far away from the equator, the air is very thin, and there are no high mountains around Aconcagua. So it is prone to really extreme weather conditions because of winds from the Pacific. Also, it is a very high mountain. It is almost 7,000 meters and has a success rate of only 30 to 35%. So in order to prepare for climbing Aconcagua, we climbed Mount Mentor Kangri, my second above 6,000 meter peak, again in Ladakh. And my most recent climb was in February 2020 to Mount Aconcagua, the highest in South America. So my training is not really very different for mountaineering. We basically do running of 10 kilometers or cycling of about 20 kilometers. And otherwise, the lockdown has put a lot of restriction on us from moving outdoors. So I modified my training regime a little bit. I live in a 21-story building. So me and my dad climb the stairs up and down about 10 to 20 times. Apart from that, as we are in Mumbai now, on weekends we go for small treks in the Sahyadris so that we can keep in touch with the mountains. And as I said for the previous question, when we go to climb higher mountains, we practice with other mountains again in the Himalayas. And I feel that any climb that we have done before one particular mountain is training, and it prepares us for the next step. And about my daily routine, other than mountaineering, I also practice a lot of things in the cultural side. I've been learning Bharatanatyam for the past 7 years. I've given my grade 2 in guitar and grade 5 in piano, and I'm also learning classical and Western music. So I feel that because of my involvement in adventure and sports, I've got a lot of discipline and focus, and that helps me excel in all of these without much stress or tension. My parents have helped me design a timetable for myself, and I get to specify time for everything in that, from my school to my training to my classes to even TV time and time to play with my friends. So if all of us have only 24 hours, it just depends how we fit in everything that we want in that. And as for school, most of my expeditions have been, scheduled during our holidays so that I don't miss much. But even if I do, I usually attend remedial classes and the teachers help me cope up. And I prefer to handwrite my notes, even if there's a lot of them, so that I really don't have to memorize stuff and really put in that much of work before my exams. I don't have any formula in particular, but I just feel that discipline is the most important thing when I want to do everything that I'm doing. And if I can stick to what I need to do and do it exactly when I need to do it, I think I can do everything without any worries or any tension. Actually, for me, this is kind of related to my mountaineering experience. In my most recent climb, Aconcagua, before the climb and during it, we actually faced some issues because of my age. Firstly, when we reached Mendoza, which is the base city, we found out that there was a new rule. First, we needed to take a permission from the Aconcagua National Park authorities to let me climb because I was a minor climber. But apparently, the previous year there was an accident with the minor climber, and the procedure had now been elaborated. And now we needed a permission from the juvenile court in that city of Mendoza before the national park authorities could give me permission to climb. So we were actually running between the court and the hospital because we went to the court and they didn't have any cases like this in the previous 10 years. So the judge was initially not ready to even take up our case. So we had to go to the High Court there and convince the High Court to give this family court permission to take up our case. And even after that, the judge was not convinced. Even though we had a medical certificate from India, they wanted us to take medical tests, psychological tests, go to a sports medicine doctor in Mendoza before they could give me the permission. And we were just running around for all this. And I think our lawyer, Mr. Arturo Erice, played a very important role in getting me permission to climb because he just fought the case all guns blazing. And apart from that, he was our driver, translator, well-wisher, and he was actually even our mountain guide. Being a mountaineer himself, he knew the hard work we'd put in to get there and knew that we really wanted to climb the mountain, and I was well accomplished to be able to climb it. So on one of the weekends, realizing that we were getting stressed, he even took us out on a trek in the nearby mountains there to ease our stress, get us acclimatized, and prove to the judge that I was able to climb the mountain. So he is one person who really went out of his way and helped us out. And without him, I don't think I would have been able to climb Mount Aconcagua. As my own motivation, I like to tell a lot of people, not only teenagers, to step outdoors, experience nature, and just live a outdoor adventurous and healthy life. And apart from that, all of you should choose one thing that you're good at in any field, not just sports or adventure. In any field, just choose one thing you're good at and just pursue it, and you are sure to be successful. I'm a teenager and I feel I'm really young, so I don't really have much of financial knowledge to share. And no, I don't get pocket money or something. Like I have my own bank account, and we put all the money that comes from my clients, and we save money. And one thing I've learned to save money for ourselves is proper logistics and planning. And I've learned that through mountaineering, because not only for saving our money, but even for staying safe in an expedition, to have a successful expedition, you need to plan the logistics really well. Because like any other sport, you can just practice a lot, and if you don't have proper logistics, then your expedition cannot be successful. You need to plan your ration, you need to be sure of how you're going to go to the summit. And that is one thing I've learned, to plan your money properly so that you can save it. Books, I don't think I really have my own genre. I can just read anything, but mostly I'm into anecdotal books. And recently, I've started borrowing a few Agatha Christie books from my friends. And I also, yeah, Agatha Christie. And there's one more book that I really love, which I just keep reading on again and again. That is Not Without My Daughter by Betty Memeti. And music, I am into melodies. I really don't like rock or pop music. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Books, as I mentioned, Not Without My Daughter by Betty Moody. And one more is about mountaineering itself. There is a Captain M.S. Kohli, who was the leader of the first successful Indian Everest expedition. And he has written a long list of books about the Everest expedition, as well as many others. And one of these books has been turned into a comic strip, and it makes a very interesting read. It's called Indians on Everest, and I would really suggest this book to everyone in the audience, because I feel it's made the entire experience sound very easy, and it's a very beautifully written book. So, as I said before, Mission Sahas is the name given to my mission of completing the Explorer's Grand Slam, as it literally translates to adventure in Sanskrit. And through Mission Sahas, I want to become the youngest in the world to accomplish this feat, which has only been accomplished by 70 people in the world, of which only 14 are women. So I feel that sometimes, well, it is improving now, but in India, sometimes girls are not encouraged to, get into sports much. So I want to show through Mission Sahas that if given an opportunity, even we can perform just as well in any field. And I want to encourage Indians to take up an outdoor way of life. As of now, because of the lockdown, we will not be able to climb a mountain in the near future. But this Sunday, we are leaving for Gulmarg, which is in Jammu and Kashmir. And for my next climb in North America and in Antarctica, we actually have to pull a sledge along with us as we climb the mountain, because there are no photos to help you with your luggage. So I will be practicing pulling a sledge there. And in fact, anyone from the audience who wants to join us, we're going to be there from Jan to about Feb 10th. So we're going to be there for 40 days. And you can contact me through my Facebook or Insta page anytime and join us. Gulmarg is literally like a paradise on earth. The snow conditions and the training given there is just amazing. And as for Mission Sahas, in June 2021, we are planning to climb Mount Denali, which is the highest peak in North America. After that, we are planning to ski to the South Pole and North Pole as well. And finally, in May 2022, Mount Everest will be the ultimate challenge for me to complete the Explorer's Grand Slam. And if I finish it by May 2022, then I will surely be the youngest to complete the challenge at 14 years and 10 months of age. And as of now, the record is held by Marin Minamiya of Japan at 20 years of age. Actually, I feel that there is no one mountain which can have the biggest challenge for you. Every mountain is different, and it showcases its own difficulties and challenges. Even in my previous climbs, like in the Everest Base Camp trek, we had to continuously trek for 14 days without a break. And Mount Stoke Kangri, the summit climb was 19 hours continuously, and also it was my first above 6,000-meter peak. After that, Mount Kilimanjaro, we had to climb 4,000 meters in near 4 days, which was a really big number. Mount Elbrus is situated in Russia, so the climate there is really cold, and that produces a challenge for us. Though Mount Kosciuszko in Australia is really short, it's only 7,310 feet, and it's only a one-day hike up and down the mountain. It has really strong winds, and actually on the day that I summited, only my mom and I could summit, and everyone else had turned back because of the wind. Actually, we even tried taking a selfie on the summit, but because of the wind, my mom's phone actually fell down and broke. So that was a challenge which I faced there. After that, Mount Mentor Kangri was a totally different experience for me, because this is not a very frequently climbed peak. So we had to arrange for everything from our ration to charting the route to the guides on our own, and then go on the expedition. And Mount Aconcagua, of course, as I said, the administrative hazards in the beginning, and also during the climb, apart from the physical struggles, on the 10th day of the climb, it was actually a very windy day, and I was wearing pretty thin gloves, so I stopped a couple of times to warm up my hands. But the guides, who were actually a bit cynical right from the beginning, started to worry and forced us to turn around, saying that I was showing symptoms of acute mountain sickness. So that was a big letdown, and actually we had to come down all the way back to the base camp, and then we were given another new guide, and then we had to climb the mountain again. So we actually climbed the entire mountain twice. So that gave me a big challenge. And yes, the future climbs are more difficult. Mount Denali, as I said, we have to pull a sledge. Mount Vinson Massif and skiing to the South Pole. Obviously, it's in the white continent of Antarctica, and the temperatures are sub-zero and it's very cold. And also cross-country skiing, which has to be done to the South Pole, is a totally new experience for me. And even to the North Pole, it is a very, an interesting experience. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And Mount Everest is obviously a hard peak. It's the highest mountain in the world, and there are technical challenges which I have to face. One life lesson that I learned in Aconcagua, after all the challenges that I faced when I could finally summit, was that we should never let challenges break us. Instead, we should channelize them to make us, because all the difficulties we go through will only make us stronger, wiser, and more humble.